Hello friends, welcome you all in lecture series Introduction of Manufacturing Technology. I am Amit Tiwari, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Suresh Gyanwar, University, Jaipur. Today is the first lecture and a subject code of ME 211. So these are the course content which will be covered during this series, and the course contents are divided into the 5 units, and there are the 3 credit course and 36 lecture total we have in the lecture series on of manufacturing technology, and each unit has some 7 lectures are having, and 20 units of marks for particular units. So the first unit in this lecture series is metal casting process. In the unit one, basically we're discussing about the some casting, sand casting process, sand molding, types of pattern material, pattern molding, allowance, sand molding, properties and testings of we can say core type of applications, molding machine types and applications of a metal melting furnace, blast furnace, cupola furnace, and some special types of casting processes, shell and investment, ceramic molding, pressure die casting, centrifugal casting, we can say the strike casting and defects in the sand casting. So these all are the casting, basically metal casting we will discuss in the unit 1. In unit 2, the name is the metal joining process, in which we discussed about some metal joining processes that is based on the principle of fusion welding, gas welding, prime characterization, manual metal arc welding, gas tungsten arc welding, gas metal arc welding, submerged arc welding, electron slag welding, operation and principles of resistance welding, plasma arc welding, thermite welding, electric beam welding, friction welding, and star welding, and bronzing, soldering, and where the welding defects are their cause and the cure process. So these all are the metal joining processes will be discussed in the unit 2 in series. Unit 3 will cover under the metal forming process, in which we're discussing about the hot working and cold working of metal, forging process, open and impression and closed die forging operations, rolling on material, types of rolling, flat strip rolling, shaft rolling operation, defecting rolling part, principle of rod and wire deforming, wire drawing formation, tube for drawing formation, principle of extrusion, and types of hot and cold extrusion also discussed in the unit 3 in the section of metal forming process. In unit 4th, that is the sheet metal processes are having in the manufacturing technology subject, where the contents are the sheet metal characteristics, shearing, bending, drawing operation, stretch, forming operation, formability of sheet metal, test method, special forming process, working principle and application, hydroforming, rubber pad forming, metal spanning, introduction of exposing forming, magnetic plus forming, pin forming, and superplastic forming and microforming. These all are the content are discussed in the form unit 4th, that is the sheet metal process. And the last is the 5th unit we will cover by the powder metallurgy, in which the powder some properties we discussed of a particular material, powder manufacturing processes, mechanical pulverization process, staining, electrolytic process, chemical reduction, atomization, property of metal powder, compacting of powder straining, advantages and disadvantages and applications of the powder metallurgy, rapid prototype operation, in which the introduction of rapid prototyping, subtracting processes, additive processes, and virtual prototype and applications are discussed in the unit 5th, that is powder metallurgy. The course objective of manufacturing technology is the main objective of this course is to emphasize the importance manufacturing science in the day-to-day daily life, and to study the basic manufacturing processes and tool used. The courses is delineated particularly to understand the conventional manufacturing processes like casting, metal forming, and welding processes. Course objectives are as follows. If you at the end of the series you will able to understand that this certain following points. The first is the student will able to to understand and the capability of selecting the suitable manufacturing process to manufacture the product optimally. Second is the student will able to recommend the appropriate design of a gating system, forming processes, welding process, and non-destructive technique, and that is NDT techniques. Third is the student will be able to develop simplified manufacturing process with the aim of reduction of cost and the manpower. Fourth is the student will be able to identify or control the appropriate process parameter and possible defect of manufacturing processes so as to remove them. Fifth one is the student will be able to make use of the software and CAD/CAM tool meant for optimizing the manufacturing process. So these are the terms used for after the student will able to understand the outcomes as a form of manufacturing technology series. Now the question is, what is the manufacturing? What is manufacturing? The manufacturing basically it will defined as the Latin word, the two Latin word will indicate that the manus, that is we can see a hand on the hand, and fractures, that is we can make. So the hand on practice it, or we can say that the combination mean by the hand, or whatever you fabricate or manufacture with by your own hand, that we can say it is the manufacturing. So generally the manufacturing is all through the modern manufacturing accomplished by the automated and computer numerical machinery. The word manufacturing is still in use. So what happened if this generation are 21st century, and the modernization are trends to come, and most of the industry are converted fully automatic, and the machineries and automatic and robotics are working on the industry rather than the working on the human being. So what happened that for increasing the fast production or increasing the rapid production, we use some robot and a special type of purpose machine for increasing the number of product in a very less time we take the time taken to use it. So ultimately we can know that the manufacturing is working on the made by hand, or we can say the made by the computer numerical control, because for the controlling of computer we also taken some e-coding with by heading with by our hand, and to give the input parameters as a form of e-coding, and with this we will manufacture certain and we provide some certain the structure of a particular tool to form as a product. Now to define the manufacturing are as follows in the different terms. So we can say that manufacturing can be defined in the two ways, that is technologically and economically. Technologically based, that we can say what type of technology now we having for a rapid production or mass production or a very fast production, and what are the economically effect of this machine to produce the surface or to produce the quality of the work and to provide the job for the human being. So it based on the economically. So basically the manufacturing terms are defined in the two way, that is technologically based manufacturing or economical based manufacturing. Because economically we know that for example, if we selected the automobile industry, most of the automobile industries are working on the automation and fully robotics we used having. That time the human beings will are surviving for a job, and we have not option for working any other organization, because every organization have a purchasing the robot and fast production machines, which provide the number of product in very less time, which is not possible by the human being. So what are the different important technologies also important, but the economics are the most important, because if you know that if you manufacture the product and the price you will confirm as a very huge range, then everybody will not be purchase it. Anybody will not be purchased easily, because have some limitations of any boundaries of our for human capability. So if you want to a product which is economically easy and economically reliable, then everybody want to get such type of product, and you will be, and your product will survive in the market for too long time, because you are providing the good service and with a reasonable cost, which give the maximum number of product with a minimum number of investment of money. Second is in technologically, manufacturing is the application of physical and chemical processes to after the geometrically properties and or appearance of a starting material to make the product. Manufacturing also includes assembly of multiply parts to make the products. Yes, obviously it will happen. For increasing the manufacturing, widely we use the more technology, or with the help of the technology, we will generate the more number of materials or more number of multiple parts will be made of our product with a certain very less time. So it is that some advantages of the manufacturing we have used. Third one is in economy. Manufacturing is the transformation of material into the item of greater value by meaning of one or more processing and or the assembly operation. So that's why I'm saying that for manufacturing any product, you must be reminded that the price money will be very short or very reasonable. That's why everyone want to purchase this type of product in the market, and you will be survive very long time. Otherwise, what happen? Otherwise, your product will not be survive in the market if the price range is too high. And if suppose if your competitor will provide the good surface finishing as the same as surface finishing as you have with the minimum investment of cost, then it will be survive the market for too long time. And everyone customer want to such type of product because everybody want to get the good quality product with the minimum investment of cost. So the manufacturing is basically also depending on the economically sector. If the economically you will just identify that your product range for last past 2 years, or how will you upgrade your product with the more number of customers you will having. So you just be reminded that your product will be economical and easy to available and easy to purchase for everyone. So after that you will be able to make a good material or the stand of the good company in a very large number of shares. Fourth one is the key point is that manufacturing adds value to the material either by changing its shape or property or by combining it with other material that they have been similarly altered. The key point that is the manufacturing is adding the value to the material by either by changing the shape or the properties of the combining. So what type of added value we use for increasing the property or increasing the shapes without any changes. So these are the difficult tasks to find out what type of added value we generally used or adapted for our the manufacturing purpose. And now the industry all are working on that additive value and additive manufacturing to provide some difficult task to easy formation with the easy formation. So these all are the some manufacturing definitions are here. Now we can understand that this cycle economically and technically with the help of a diagram. So you are shown in diagram A that is based on the manufacturing technology of a technical process, and the B diagram this figure we show that the manufacturing as an economical process. That both are differences to each other. That is the first we covered that figure A that is the straight starting material. So if you purchase material and just transfer the material to the manufacturing process layout, you must be observed that there are the four type of elements are in under the category of manufacturing process. That is manufacturing machinery, tooling, power, and labor. What type of machinery you required for that operation? What type of tool we used for the manufacturing of that particular operation? How much power we required for running the machine? And how much or what type of labor you require, skill labor or unskilled labor you required for operating the machine. After that you will be able to processing the part and give the final product out. But in between that you can that these four parameters, that is four elements, we can say that is the responsible factors of manufacturing process with the technical term we used, because machine is technical, tool will technical, power and labor, but these four are the technical term we use for the manufacturing process in industry. These are the some definitions I am providing you with the respective manufacturing process and as a technology based, or the manufacturing process as the economic based. So the upper part, that is the A section, is decided that with the help of the technology you require the technology for maintain the good quality, or we can say the good part we require for manufacture. If you found that your material will not an appropriate design or shape you want to provide, if you can find out that during the testing of quality control testing, and the material are not appropriate or not fit for the good pass for the qualify exam, Then it will be again transferred for the machining process, and until it will be used when the material is not those qualify the quality access control. After that, your product will be going to the packaging department and transferred to the market for customer. So this section is indicate that figure A shows that the technically process, and the figure B shows that the economical process, in which the all processes are same, but the addition of value are added on the during the material in processing. And respect to the, we can say that during the first figure, the manufacturing process having the four elements, and in which the manufacturing process are adding not the elements in the and for the case of element, we added the value added money for the material in processing, and after you will find get the money with the help of manufacturing any product. Yes, definitely, it is very necessary to increase in the money, because we use the number of materials and very large quantity and good quality material we produce, and a number of labor charges we required, machinery production services we required, maintenance required. So we obviously we need to add, but the addition of money is appropriate, not too much range, or randomly we will select the money for a particular product. We having for 5,000 rupees, and in other company, or we can say your computer will sell out this same material with the very less amount. So it's the economically based. We know that the everyone want to go those industry where the material will sell out on the basis of very small, we less money, and a good quality will be provided. So the your competitor will reach amount, and they will be more richer than the you. Very important to identify that the manufacturing are divided into the manufacturing process or the value addition process. So the manufacturing is important to our life, yet we do not manufacture stuff just for the sake of the manufacturing. We manufacture because we want to make money. Obviously, we want to get the money, and the price is most important. But with the increasing the price, we increasing the quality, and if suddenly we reduce the quality, then increasing the price, it is not appropriate for the market. You will need to reduce the money and increase in the price, that it will be survival for the market. So the first point is industries and machinery, that is manufacturing, is divided in the three major categories. First is primary, secondary, and tertiary industries. The primary industries are those that cultivate and exploit the natural resources such as agriculture and mining field. Second, it is the secondary industry are those that take the output of the primary industry and convert them into the consumer and capital goods. This type of our concern because it engage directly in the manufacturing. So what happened basically in the primary and secondary? Primary industry are cultivated to exploit the natural resources for the agriculture and mining, etc. applications in the field of this area. But the secondary industry, what we happen, they take the output from the primary and it convert into the consumer product and the capital goods. This is the concern because it is engaged directly in the manufacturing zone. So it is the same. Just we can say that every industry or every manufacturing company, they know that they are competitive in the market. If the competitor launch a new product, then it need to update ourselves to modify the product quality. If you do not modify the product quality and still you sell out the same product when the market have a different varieties or number of our launches with your competitors, so everyone want to the new product and they will transfer their services to the new customer product with the help of new variety of the product. So it is the most important to understand the secondary industry are very useful. It takes the benefit as the form of the output of primary industry and convert them to the consumer of capital goods with the minimum investment of cost. Then third is the tertiary industry constitute the service factor of the economy. Tertiary industry constitute the service factor of the economy because we do not get the service factor is the most important to survival of the economy, to survival of the industry, to survival of the product in the market. If your service factor is not satisfied by the customer and your service will be poor, and the customer are not give the good rating for your product, and you find that your product will not be survive in the market very short time, it will rejected out by the customer. That means it will need to upgrade yourself, or it need to upgrade your product quality or the product material which you having used and existing. So you must be upgrade your product material and change it, and again you will sell out this material with the minimum investment of cost, and the maximum quality will be provided in the new product. So it will be chances that your product will be survive in the market, and everybody want to prefer your product for as a purchasing. Actually, manufacturing product, finally product by industry such as the aerospace, automotive, basic metals, computer electronic, glasses, ceramics can be divided into the two major classes. First is the consumer good, that is the product purchased directly by the consumer, such as car, computer, television, and etc. Second is capital good. It is product purchased by the other company to the product good and supply services such as aircraft, mainframe, computer, railroad equipment, machine tool, and construction equipment, etc. So there are two major classes are divided for the manufacturing product. That is the first is consumer product, which is available in the market generally. Okay, and the home appliance we used for purchasing this type of product are under the category of consumer good. And if we use for the commercial and for the under the government or under the private sector for purchasing or manufacturing the good, so with the respect to the company and to provide a service and make a profit with the manufacturing for purchasing by the other material, that is for railroad or rail machines and machine tools and construction, it is other under the category of a capital good. Now the question arises with the production quality and the product variety is most important to understand for a better quality products sell out, because the production quality, if increasing the number of variety, you may be chances that product quality will decrease, because the number of variety you will increase, but it may be possible that it will survive or not survive depending on the customer review. A customer want this product or not in the market. If you want to make a single product and with the different varieties, so maybe chances that if you fabricate the five product in different variety, same product with different variety, so it may be chances that the two or three product will be survival and the rest of the two are not successfully in the market. So that's why we will. So you will not continue production of the, because you know that these two products are not survive in the market and do not want the customer. So you will stop the production for the same existing two product, and rather than two to three product, you will know that the comparison study between the first, second, and third, there are eight type of varieties having, and which one is the most popular in the market, and which product customer want in very high demand. So the low production, that is the quantity in the range of 1 to 100 units per year, is under the category of the low production. If you are doing a production in medium, that are the category of 100 to 10,000 units per year. And in your case, the high production, that is the large number of industry you having, or time the 10 to millions of units per year production you will be doing as per the your capacity. So the what happened in this is the high production of only the one of product type, while of the factory products a variety of production, each type being made in a low or medium quantity. It is instructed to identify product variety or parameter distinct from a product quality. It is logically considered the factory with a high number of product type to having the high product varieties. So this is a diagram. I am just showing you the relation between the product quantity and the variety. So this is a product quantity and this is a product variety. If you increase in the number of product quality, so you reduce the product variety, because both are proportional to each other, and all are these 2 points are involved in the your economy or your the money. If you invest the very high money, you will not provide them too much quantity, because you must be that you have a manufacture different type of variety, so we will reduce the variety, product quality quantity. If you increasing the product quantity or quality, you will reduce the variety, because you know that the you if you have a manufacture the three product in the same condition and will survive in the market, it will confusion for you. So you will manufacture only the one product which have a good number of quality and with the minimum cost having, so it will be surviving the market a long time. So these are the graphs just basically show that if you increasing the production quantity or quality, you will reducing the production variety, because it's necessary for maintaining the economy of the industry. We can say that the manufacturing plant consisting of processes and system, and we can say that people and courses, people of course are designed to transform a certain limited range of material into product of increased value. Obviously that it is right that of course the people are designed the transformation, because the customer want the transformation and upgradation of some product. They want every year or every month to have a new product variety, because with the upgradation you will survive the market, otherwise you will not survive the market in a very long time. Second, modern manufacturing consisting of three main blocks, that is the material processing system, are the main manufacturing consisting of blocks of materials. What type of material you will select for the product, what type of process you will select for system, product, and what system you will adopt it for the purchasing or selling the market of the product. And the third is the manufacturing capability can be defined as the technical and the physically limitation of manufacturing frame and easy of its plant. That is the manufacturing capability defined a technical and physical limitation. Then what type of machine we used and how to work on the industry, and how much labor we require for skill and unskilled labor, and how much payment we will provide for the each labor with the different specifications. It is depending on the some physically limitations. So during the machining, during the manufacturing process, you must be able to understand the capability of technical and non-technical, or that we can say the physical limitations of the product for before manufacturing. Fourth is the dimension of capability and technologically process capability, physically product limitations and product capacity. Product capacity and the capability of the product producing. Limitation is the capability of the dimension with providing to you. What type of dimension you will be provide in the existing, and in the future you will be providing some upgradation. So there, what are the difference between them? So if you find that there are some difference, a unique difference, and customer they want to really know that this is the difference between the existing and the past and the future will be produced some this type of product, then definitely we will survive in the market. How about the production capacity? That is, we can say that a third limitation of on plant manufacturing capability is the production quantity that can be produced in a given time period, and this quantity limited is commonly called the plant capacity and production capacity. It is a PC that we can say the production capacity is the maximum rate of production that the plant can achieve under the assumed operating condition. That's when we can set a number of shift per week, per hour, or we can say that in the terms of working hours. That is the production capacity. So it is the maximum rate of production that the plant can be achieved in the minimum timing of week and minimum hours or minimum duration. So with the help of this standard parameter, you will be identify the production capacity of any plant. And the production capacity is measured in terms of the output unit, such as the annual ton of steel production by a steel mill, and how much steel is produced in the ton in the recent year, and how the manufacturing of steel in the last 2 years. So you will compare both the comparison. After that, you find out that this is the production capacity increasing or decreasing. So that you will find out that if you continuously want to work a steel production, so first of all compare your past or existing chart, and after that you will be able to understand the approximation product capacity of this particular product and the demand in the market. Materials in manufacturing, basically most of all that most engineering material may be classified into the three category: metal, ceramic, and polymers. And they have the different chemistries and chemical composition and mechanical properties and physical properties are really similar to each other, and they all are used as per the application and the requirement of manufacturing. and this different affect the manufacturing process that can be produced different product from them. And the addition of the fourth, that is the composite material, that is used for nowadays in industry. Every industry and every automobile industry are manufacture composite material by product, because in a single alloy is not sufficient to produce a good machinability, or we can say good mechanical property. So we addition of the some reinforcement material, and with the addition of reinforcement material to examine different type of alloy to each other with the help of the from style casting furnace, blast furnace, couple of furnace, and we make them composite material for this. And it will, after that you will identify the property of a composite material before starting, and before alloy used purely form, and after the composite material. So you can find out that the results will be more increasing the composite material. So these are the relation of the four groups are in picture as shown in figure, that is metal, ceramic and polymer. So we can, if we mix the metal with the ceramic, so we can say the metal ceramic composite. If we mix the metal and polymer, we know say that the metal polymer composite. And if we mix with the ceramic to polymer, we can say the ceramic polymeric composite. What is metal? Metals used in the manufacturing are used in the form of the alloy. Two or more metal, that at least the one or two which has the metallic property, and the metal divided into the two basic categories: ferrous metal and non-ferrous metal. So the ferrous metal having which have the iron content are in a major quantity, which we indicate the ferrous material. And those metal which have a low iron quantity and carbon quantity are very low, it indicates that the non-ferrous material. So in the case of steel, steel is a we said that steel is iron carbon alloy content 0.02 to 2.11 weight percentage of the carbon and iron present in the steel, and most important category with the ferrous metal group due to the low cost and the good mechanical and physical property we are still having. And the steel is a composition, that is magnesium, chromium, nickel, molybdenum, etc., to enhance the property of the alloy under the widely in construction and transformation of consumer product. Cast iron, we can say that the iron carbon alloy contain 2% to 4% weight of the carbon are having the cast iron, and used it primarily in sand casting. And the chemical composition, that we can say the other chemicals such as silicon carbide, that is silicon 0.5 to 3% weight percentage is present in the other alloy, and it will be added and will increase in some certain quantity. So these all are used as the industrial application, or want the product for making the steel, or as well want making a product by the cast iron. So depending on the application of a product. Non-products, non-ferrous, that we can say they have a low, or we can say the less number of carbon or iron present in the metal. This we can say the non-ferrous metal. The ceramic, we can say the ceramic is indicate that a compound containing the metallic or semi-metallic and non-metallic, that is oxygen, nitrogen content elements, as known as the ceramics material. Traditionally, the ceramics are being used to the thousands of the year, and they including the clay consisting of the fine particle of the homogeneous aluminum silicate and the other material used in the making the brick and metal and the poetry silicate, that basic on the nearly all glasses product alumina and silicon carbide abrasive material used in the grinding. So these all are the material I am discussing on the for materials in the manufacturing. Polymer is normally commonly are generally used for making the composite also, and widely used for manufacturing a product, because the polymers is also available and very formula nowadays, popular nowadays in the for making the product. Without the polymer you will not able to manufacture the polyethylene and polyethylene and polychlorine and iron are generally used for the microstructure level to perform the thermoplastic polymers. Composite, because generally the now industry, all the industry are made up of composite material, basically depending on the two or more alloy, or we can say the hybrid composite, where waste material we use, and the two type of reinforced metal are adding together to form the composite material. And the composite, basically what happened that composite metal increasing the mechanical property, composite metal increasing the thermal conductivity, composite material increasing the different types of property of a pure alloy. So with the addition of this, all over the researcher and the industries are make the product or cars, aeroplanes, or any we can say we have a lot of industry are used nowadays composite material rather than to use the single alloy. So the manufacturing process can be divided into basic type, that is the processing operation and assembly operation. The process operation, we can say the transformation of work material from the one state of completing to more advanced state closer to the fine desired product, and it added value by the change in the geometry, property and appreciable of the starting material. So second, we can say the assembly operation join the two or more L component in the order to create a new entity capability in assembly and sub-assembly, etc. So these are some diagram, layout diagram. We can set a classification of the manufacturing processes. So the manufacturing processes are classified into the processing operation and assembly operation. And further, it will classify the subparts in the processing operation having the three categories, subcategory, that is divided into the shaping process, property enhancing process, and surface processing operation. And the assembling operation having the two subpart, that is a permanent joining process and mechanical fastening. So each and every processing, you can see here the shaping process, there are different four type of subparts are certification process, particular processing, deformation processing, metal removal are under the category of shaping process, and property enhancing process are under the category how to improve the property, that is under the category of heat treatment, or under the if you increase in the property of a material, and the surface quality, if you increasing the with the help of the dividing into two category, cleaning, the surface treatment, and the coating and the deposition process. So these with the help of these two type of technique, we will increasing the surface roughness, surface quality, or the surface processing we may be included. For that type of we at the permanent joining, we can use the welding, brazing, soldering, additive. These all are the under the category of a permanent joining we having doing the operations when doing the manufacturing of any product. And mechanical fastening, we can say thread faster and permanent fastening method we use for under the category of mechanical fastening. Now, in the case of the manufacturing process, I can say the casting is the most important. That is, casting and molding are generally nowadays very popular for manufacturing any product. And we just remind that this is some introduction section. So I'm just allowed to understand. I'm giving us some information about what is casting. Casting is just process to allow to solidify a liquefied material to melting at certain temperature and convert to the solidify for certain time, and the solidification part is known as the casting. So basically what happens during casting, you can make some coating chamber and body of a casting, and inside you will place some pattern basically is known as the pattern. Basically we describe the copy of the product, final output of the product. So these are the some pattern, and you can see in this diagram, this A section is the pattern, and these are inside the pattern and MPT pattern, and covered by the sand, that is called the sand casting, and from the molding from this pedal fill up with the liquid material and pour to the MPT pattern, and allow to solidify for certain time, and it will take the time to 1 hour 2 hour depending on the material situation of the structure of formation, what we want, large or small. So after solidify, you can find out that this final product in the form of solidified. This is known as the casting. So for particular casting, you know that the starting material are powered by the metal or ceramic. So with the, you can find out that these are the starting portion will melt powder used for the material for melting the material, and after that you will pour into the forcing into the pressing with the help of some instrument, and this upper punch and the lower punch are mixed together, and you can find out this final product like this. Let's see diagram study. This is another type of a deforming process, that is forging and extrusion. So these are the forging products. You can you can take the some forces on the applying on the upper part of the final product, and these are the die are placed in between the product are placed, and from apply the forces, and you will regain the change the shape with the apply the some various forces on the upper part of the body. And these are the section B will indicate that extrusion with the apply the tensile force equal in upward direction, and you will increase the diameter of that particular material with the extrusion process. There are different type of machining process. We having a single point cutting tool, multi point cutting tool after finishing purpose, or we can say the extra material we will remove with the help of this turning, wheeling, and drilling of a machine, and by using the single point cutting tool. So these all are the wastage we generally used in machining, and the tools, and because all are the these all are the property we decided with the help of manufacturing process. I'm just giving you some the introduction that there are different type of processes having, and the equipment used for the particular process, and the special tool we use for that particular process. For example, just these are the table below here, the specific tool used in the various operation. First is the casting process. If you use the casting, then the equipment is the various setup and equipment we required, and the mold, the cavity from the molten metal we require. So these are the some processing we have, and what type of equipment we required for the particular operation, and the special tool we required for this performing the operation. So I hope you understand the today introduction of manufacturing technology. So with the today lecture, with information of today lecture, I'm just asking you some multiple choice questions to understand how much you understand this today lecture, and what you learned from this lecture. This for the assess of it, there's multiple choice question. We just putting some questions on the front of the screen. That is, first question is, which of the following are typically made up of sand, plaster, and ceramic and polymer? Similar material and generally are mixed with the various blender. So the options are permanent mold, B expandable mold, C composite mold, and D ceramic mold. So the correct answer of this B expandable mold. Second is, which of the following expandable molds are less heat and conductor than the metallic mold? The options are metallic, B non-metallic, C composite, and D ceramic. The correct answer of the question is B, that is a non-metallic metal we used. Third one is that directional qualification in casting can be improved by the using. The options are calpet and riser, B chill and pedal, and C calfabet and padding, and D chills and rising. So correct answer of this question is D, that is chills and riser. And fourth is, in which of the following casting method the molten metal is poured and allowed to solidify while the molding is revolving? So the option is D. The option is the A is equal to die casting method, B slab casting method, C centrifugal casting method, D investment casting method. Our correct answer to the question is C, that is centrifugal casting method. Fifth question is, in a hot chamber die casting machine, the options are metal point is separated from the machine, B melting point is an integral part of the machine, C melting point may having the any location, and D there is no melting point in the die casting machine. So the correct answer of the question is B, that is a melting point in an integral part of the machine. The sixth question is, cast iron and steel pipe are produced by. The options are slug casting, B investment casting, C true centrifugal casting, and D die casting. The correct answer of the question is true centrifugal casting. The cast iron and steel are produced by the help of true centrifugal casting. Seventh question is, the melting temperature of the non-ferrous alloy to be casted in the cold chamber die casting machines are of. The options are low melting point temperature, B high melting temperature, C 2 at octet point, and D is a 3 octet point. The correct answer of the question is B, it is high melting temperature. Eighth question is, the centrifugal casting method is used for the casting articles of. The options are symmetrically shaped above the horizontal axis, B symmetrical shape above the vertical axis, C irregular shape, and D spherical shape. The correct answer of the question is A, symmetrically shaped and above horizontal axis were required for centrifugal casting is used for centrifugal article. And ninth question, the second line question is that the ability of the melting sand to understand the heat of melt that without showing any sign of softening is called as. Options are strength or cohesive, B refractiveness, C collapsibility, and D adhesiveness. The correct answer of the question is B refractiveness. 10th and the last question is, which of the following is not a requirement for a good pattern? So the correct answer to the question is A, it should be light in weight with handle easily, B, it should be smooth to make the cast surface smooth, C, it should have the low strength to break it and to remove the cast easily, and D, none of the above. The correct answer to the question is C, it should be have the low strength to break and it had to remove the casting easily. And at the end of the, I'm preparing some books for the introduction of manufacturing technology series. You will be learn from this type of books are preparing for this series, and for covering the units 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are all having been covering this section. You will be get the knowledge of in detail, and just for examples you will prefer for the particular units. So the name of the books are here, and the authors and some standard publications are mentioning here for this lecture series. I hope you understand this lecture, and if you have any doubt, any query, you will be ask me on by dropping the mail on my email ID amit.tiwari@mygyanwar.com, and you will be contact me on my email ID, that is amit.tiwari@mygyanwar.com, as well as you will drop my on mail, that is contact number 8690319448. Thank you so much for patience listening. Thank you so much.